Should you put your retirement account like your IRA or your 401k inside of your revocable living trust, inside your living trust? That's a little bit of a trick question because you can't. This is estate planning lawyer Michael Pevney. I create estate plans for California families. If you have any questions about this or anything else related to estate planning, you can set up a time to meet with me for free by going to ocestateplanlawyer.com. Please follow this channel for more estate planning information, and you can ask your estate planning question in the comments, and I'm usually able to get back to them, and I sometimes respond with a video like this. A lot of times when I talk to somebody, when I talk to a potential client or a current client, I need to know what their financial situation is, the types of accounts that they have. Checking, savings, traditional taxable retirement accounts, brokerage accounts, mutual funds, ETFs. Are we talking crypto, NFTs, that sort of thing? But very commonly, people have retirement accounts, right? They have IRAs and they have 401ks. Some public employees have 403bs and 457bs, and some federal employees have the TSP, which is a great federally run retirement account. And the question comes up, do I put those accounts in the trust? Do I transfer ownership of those accounts into the trust? Well, you can't. These retirement accounts can only be owned by an individual. IRA, the I in IRA stands for individual, and you can't share that account. That cannot be a joint account with your wife or your kids or anything else like that. But what you can do is you can leave that account as a beneficiary designation to an individual or to a trust. And that becomes a very, very intricate discussion because a lot of it involves tax law. And when you get into retirement accounts and whether or not to put a retirement account or an IRA into a trust, a lot of it gets into tax law. So the question becomes, who do you want to inherit this money? Are they responsible adult children or responsible adults, or do you have little kids? And do you want these little kids to inherit that money in a responsible way? Maybe they get something when they turn 25, something when they turn 30, something when they turn 35. And sometimes in those situations, we might want to make the trust the beneficiary of some of these retirement accounts, like that IRA, like that 401k. However, there are some tax consequences to this. Once things are inside of a trust and once a retirement account is inherited, that money has to be taken out of that IRA within a certain amount of time, 5 years or 10 years, if we're not talking about a spouse or another dependent adult. So the government's going to get their hands on that money. Now, if that account is inside of a trust, trusts are actually taxed at a higher rate, or rather, each tax bracket kicks in at a much lower level, which effectively means that trusts are taxed at a much higher rate than individuals are. So that becomes a real balancing act between the amount of control you want over that money and the level of responsibility that the people that are going to inherit this money have. So, bottom line, a trust cannot own an IRA. You cannot transfer ownership of your IRA, of your 401k into a trust, but you can leave the trust, can be the beneficiary for the ultimate benefit of the people that are going to get that money, and that lets you exude a lot of control over what happens to those funds and to those investments. Please go ahead and ask your estate planning question in the comments section. Follow me for more estate planning information, and if you have any questions about this or anything else related to estate planning, you can set up a time to meet with me for a free 30-minute strategy session by going to ocestateplanlawyer.com. Thanks for watching.